today's lesson is going to be on volume of those pyramids. And there are different kinds. We've got the triangular pyramid and the square pyramid. Cones, similar, another type of pyramid, different base, and spheres. Okay? Remember, don't get intimidated by the formulas. You just want to write down the formula, fill in the pieces of information that you know, and then solve from there. You're going to need your spiral notebook and calculator. Any calculator will do. And then also make sure that you remember what area and perimeter mean, as well as those formulas for the basic two-dimensional shapes. Go ahead and pause the video when you need, grab your materials, and then come on back and we'll continue on. All right, we're going to be looking at the same shapes. Notice my diagrams are the exact same shape, so you can reference your surface area video as well. Here you have a rectangular or square pyramid. Please work with my pictures. You know I'm not the best artist, but you have a new formula. Notice these volume formulas are going to be actually easier than the surface area formulas. Here you've got 1/3 times base times height. And the reason why you have the 1/3 there is because we are dealing with triangles that come to a point. You have multiple triangles there. Okay? Notice the big B. Anytime you see that big B in any three-dimensional shape formula that you have, whether it be on EOGs or in your textbook, B stands for the area of that base. Just take a look at the base and decide what shape is that, and then break that big B down to the formula for that two-dimensional shape. So for instance, this is a square pyramid. So the B, you would find the area of a square. Notice that is the same as a rectangle, length times width. So look carefully at all the numbers and where I came up with them. For the base, I'm doing length times width, the 2 5s. And then for the height. Now in surface area, the height, we used an L for slant, right? But when we're dealing with volume, you want to make sure you do the straight up and down height, okay? So for volume, you've got the base times how tall is that pyramid. How tall is it coming up to the point? So notice I'm using the 6 here, not the 8. Go ahead and grab your calculator, multiply all those out, and see if you get the same answer that I do. And if you do, go ahead and move on and copy this shape and try your hand at doing the volume here. Otherwise, rewind the video and take a look again, or pause to see where those numbers came from. Did you find the volume for this shape yet? If not, pause the video and do that. Otherwise, let's go ahead and go over your answer. Remember, B stands for area of the base. So take a look at the base and see what shape is it. Here I have a rectangle, so I'm going to do length times width. All right, now let's plug in all the numbers we know. We're looking for the length and the width, so if you look carefully at this shape, 7 times 7. And the height, straight up and down, look for that right angle, is the 10. All right, multiply that out in your calculator. You should have gotten 163.3 repeating, or I can do 1/3 inches cubed. Remember, volume is always cubed. 163.3 repeating, or 163 1/3. Isn't that a lot easier than surface area? Take a look at this shape. It is the exact same formula. Isn't that awesome? Now you don't have to remember too many things. Again, you're looking at the base. This time the base shape is a circle. So you're going to find the area of a circle and then times that by the height. Height is always the straight up and down. Notice I'm using the 12, not the 22. Grab a calculator, type those in, and see how I got that 615 answer. Make sure you understand where all the numbers came from. And when you have that set, go ahead and copy down this example and try one on your own. Okay, great. Let's see how you did. You should have, the base is a circle. So what's the area of a circle? Pi times r. And then, of course, we have times the height. So now let's fill in all the numbers we know. We know the 3.14. The radius is 3. 3 again. And the height Oops, I didn't do a height, did I? Let's put that in there. This should be, let's make the height 10. My mistake, sorry about that. Do you see why I'm using the 10 and not the 25? Go ahead and multiply that out and see what you get. I got 94.2 feet cubed. Do you see where I got that number? Pi, radius, radius, that takes care of the bottom. Now how tall is that? 10. 10 feet. So therefore you get 94.2 feet cubed. All right, we've got one more shape to do. That brings us to spheres. Take a look at this formula for spheres. Do you see how it's similar or contrasting from the surface area formula? Take a look at that fraction and take a look at the exponent. That's the difference between volume and surface area of a sphere. They are actually the easiest shapes to find the volume and surface area for. At least I think so. I think the formulas are a little less complex. Take a look and see what numbers I used here. I'm only really looking for the radius. If I know the radius, I should be able to find both the surface area but also the volume too. Let's see, I'm going to substitute in. I've got my pi. I've got my radius written 3 times this time. Radius cubed, 3 radiuses. Multiply that out, and here I've rounded because that is a repeating decimal. And a lot of times you are going to have some very complex answers because we're dealing with spheres in terms of pi and a fraction, and we're multiplying that radius several times. A sphere is a complex shape. Go ahead and copy this sphere down, write down the formula, and give that example a try, and we'll see how you do. Okay, are you ready? We've got 3.14. The radius is 6. Don't forget to write that 6 3 times. We are multiplying 6 times 6 times 6. That is not the same as 6 times 3. Pay close attention to that. All right, when you multiply all that out, you should have gotten 904 and 32 hundredths, and we're talking about feet cubed. If you are unsure about this material, rewind the video and watch it again. Make sure you understand where all the numbers come from. You don't have to memorize formulas, but you do have to know where to find the information. We'll do some practice problems in class. See you then.